Hello, my dear friends. I'm super excited to be here with you today and talk actually about a topic that is very dear to me, which is longevity and what to do actually to live longer. As we are in this part of those sessions where we talk about how to optimize yourself as a leader, we really have to talk about this topic, which is very important. And I know you might say in a couple seconds, hey, this is not really a topic I'm interested in. Maybe boring. So let me tell you, we're gonna talk about detoxing and why is it the key for longevity? Because everything from here now on is going to be about improving the quality of your life. Improving the quality of who you are as a human being will come back a lot to how you take care of yourself. And I know you might again say, hey, Matteo, I'm not sure I really care about this topic, so just bear with me. Through detoxing, I mean, through taking care of yourself, there are a lot of benefits actually happening, and the body is a master how it optimizes itself through, sleep, through when we eat, it eliminates the food through our skin, through our organs, it sweats out those toxins. However, we live in this environment where it's becoming hard a little bit, if you will, for the body to eliminate everything. It stores it in liver and maybe in other organs where it just grabs it when it has time to eliminate it. But we live in the environment where secondary smoke, if you're not a smoker, is a big thing. Pollution, obviously plastic, the clothes we wear, things we eat, processed food, and it really taxes our body to really work hard. And our gut obviously is responsible to protect our bodies. But then, if you can imagine, if this leaks in our blood, in our system, it starts to make quite mess in the way we feel, the way we operate, the way we think, and how clearly we can think. And we don't always think about this because we are just so much on the go, we are busy, and you're like myself, high performer, we want to get things done here now. And we don't think about the consequences when all these things actually build up in our bodies, and toxins especially. So this is why I want to talk about this topic of detoxing today with you and tell you why is it important. You already understand, longevity. You understand that if you don't do anything, and you probably, like sometimes I used to do, hope for the best, and you're like, Matteo, the body will take care of itself. And I can tell you, from my experience as a young kid, I didn't think about this, but my dad, he was interested in health, and we had these books at home about juicing. And I will get to juicing actually in a bit, but it was fascinating because we were at a period of time experimenting with carrot, and we were drinking about half liter to 1 liter a day. And think about it, it's just a tiny habit. We kept it for about 2 years, I think, or maybe longer, and I felt like my health was impeccable. My digestion, my skin, the way I felt, it was like amazing. And what it really taught me is that taking care of yourself is not something that just appears or happens. It's really something we have to proactively do. So, but let us back up a bit. So, first, I really would like you to think about how you take care of yourself and why you do it. That's very important. Now you understand a little bit the why if you don't have it so far. Maybe you are on the extreme and you're doing everything, all the diets. But I want you really to zero in on how you take care of yourself. One thing that helped me a lot is exercise, especially sweaty exercise, like high interval training. Those are incredible because it really helps you. Like if you need an inspiration, just YouTube Chris Heria 7 minute workout, which is really 7 minute with Chris Heria, who's kind of world champion in calisthenics, and he shows you and takes you through a 7 minute body weight workout. And I really believe, and I'm talking actually about burpees and how 150 burpees a week followed by 150 air squats and 150 crunches can really build this resilient body and energy, and also kind of that edit and the benefit to it is that you will sweat a lot. You will sweat a lot. You will feel really horrible in the moment, but after you will feel great. And when you pair it with the another benefit that I'm gonna talk now about in a second, which is sauna, you will enhance your detoxification and you will help your body actually to feel better over a period of time. So again, we are looking at everything, whether that's juicing, which we will talk a little bit after the sauna habit, from the long term perspective. The way of a turtle, as I say. The turtle is an animal, and I came up with this acronym actually years back when we were in the forest on a hike with my girlfriend, and there was a big board, and they will say, hey, there is a turtle missing. Please let us know if you find a turtle. I mean, it was in the middle of forest, so you could think, probably like myself, I thought, this is ridiculous. How could it be possible that turtle got here? Probably somebody brought it there, whatever. They just went on a rope with it, on a leash, and then just walked around. But joking aside, it just gave me this feeling like, hey, it's just fascinating because, I mean, we were walking and I had really nothing to think about, just about, what came in my mind. And then this concept came in my mind of this animal, even when it really happened, and it just now roamed through the forest. How turtle is such a resilient a significant animal and such a symbol of resilience. And actually a couple month ago, actually it's more now, I think almost a year, we were with my girlfriend in Zanzibar on the prison island, which is a sanctuary for actually all those animals, and a lot of them live long, and turtle is actually one of the longest living there, is 197 years old. So it's a shelter for turtles and other animals, but a lot of them are turtles. And I was really blown away when we met this and I touched this turtle and I thought, wow, this is mesmerizing. So anyhow, I just want to say that really focusing on having this resilience and this longevity paired together can help, and workout is amazing in it. When you pair it with sauna, and that's something that a lot of that, if we travel across Europe and we get into Finland, the Finnish folks and people are amazing at this. They are a bit peculiar, but also fascinating. And they obviously have a lot of winter time, so that means, not so much light. I traveled there a lot for work in the past. And I remember my ex-colleague actually telling me, hey, a lot of Finnish people actually, if not everybody, has sauna. And I have always dreamed having sauna. I have now sauna, and there are different types. So if you have the Finnish sauna, which is like 90 degrees and more, and then you have the infrared, which is up to 65 degrees, which has a different type of benefits. And what I really tend to see now, because I used to frequent a lot the Finnish sauna, and you stay there a little bit longer, but with the infrared, you stay there longer. And some experts actually claim that the heat reaches deeper, so it pulls the toxins actually from your organs as well. So we do it now 2-3 times a week with my spouse, and it's better. It's super amazing. I can recommend it to anybody. Please make sure that you talk to your doctor if you have a heart problem or anything like with your health. Make sure that you do that first, because I'm not a licensed doctor. I have some certifications, but I definitely cannot vouch for your health. But I know with me that if you listen to your body and you're tired and you get out, there are days when you can stay a little bit longer and you sweat out everything you thought you had, even your heart, your soul. It's very cleansing also for your mind. So you can put on some music. If you have there are different type of saunas, so you can have also light therapy. So you can, in the winter times when the sun is actually not so visible and you get some benefits through the clouds and exposure to that, it really helps you actually to have the exposure to the light therapy. And the benefits, obviously, and this is why we're talking, is the detoxing. Making sure you detox every day through all these different habits. One of them, maybe 2-3 times a week sauna, which will enhance your health and increase your resistance to all that things like toxins and bacteria, but also make you more efficient in terms of your energy. I think your energy gonna go through the roof. If you do sauna before sleep, it's incredible. You will sleep like a baby. Then I want to talk about actually one last habit, which is fasting. Fasting has been ingrained in my life for the past maybe 20, 25 years, and it's a great habit. There are also experts who talk about fasting, and if you haven't heard about fasting, probably you have, but if you haven't, it's a habit where you don't eat for a period of time, and then followed by a period of time you eat or consume food. So very different experts, and this is always fascinating for me when I think about how different people say the same thing. So different experts around the world say that if you fast maybe once a year, about 3 days, you eliminate the chances of cancer and other serious disease almost to zero. And that's fascinating by just not eating for a period of time. Now, actually, there is a fascinating series on Apple TV and with Chris Hemsworth, who actually is the author, well, not author, actor in the series Thor, and he was training for this the last 10 years, but now actually he's venturing out a little bit because of his genetic predisposition to Alzheimer, how he could actually increase longevity. And it's amazing. This limitless series, he works with world doctors or even scientists, and then he's exposed to walking on some crane very high in I think Sydney, and then swimming somewhere in Norway, and then he testing sauna and cold together, also fasting and different things. So I can tell you that it's this movement, and I mean obviously Chris Hemsworth, everybody knows him, but this movement of taking care of ourselves as a leader, it's key, and it's really something that will give you massive advantage. So not to feel daunting because you're like, hey Matteo, I mean I see it, I get it, it's healthy, but I like to eat. What Chris actually did in this series, because obviously you can imagine that guy, a lot of people would trade how they look for for his body. He actually eats I think 3 times a week from lunch onwards. So you have different type of fasting. So I do the intermittent fasting, which is meaning you fast, for example, 12 to 16 hours and eat then for 6 or 8 hours. So normally if we meet varies depending on where I am, if I'm traveling, but normally it really helps actually to mitigate your your health. And what really happens there, and this is the fascinating thing, is autophagy, which is this process of body cleansing the old toxins and everything and repairing itself, down regulating aging, optimizing your body. And this is very important because the body, when we are used to eat all the time, but the body doesn't have then the processes and the bandwidth to really focus on repairing, because it's focused on processing the food and eliminating and storing it, etc. So this is what I wanna, guys, encourage you as well with this fasting. And as actually I skipped one of the things that I talk about, which I just realized is the celery juice or the juicing. So this was kind of, think about it, this was kind of the external stuff. So really from exercise, making sure you do sauna and you fasting is really pretty much not putting anything in your mouth. But if you think about internal stuff and putting everything what your body likes in your body, this is actually those two things. So on one side, if you want to be healthy and have fewer sick days, you need to give the body what it needs. You need to give it the vitamins, the minerals, the enzymes, everything, and you need to eliminate toxins. So we are eliminating the toxins, but now we want to give the body what it needs. And this is where celery juice actually comes in. And I came across this wonderful vegetable. And talking about wonderful, I know some of you might think, hey Matteo, what the heck? I mean, celery juice, I even can barely think drinking that, even eating it is hard on parties with hummus. And you're absolutely right. It's been hard for me. So big tip right off the bat, drop the leaves when you're juicing it. Please buy a slow juicer. Maybe you already have it. Don't blend it because you have a lot of the pulp that you need to remove. But if you do juice it, drop the leaves, it will be salty kind of water. And of course, depending on the type. It can be a little bit pungy, so it can be a little bit more bitter, but then hence more increased detoxification benefits. And I have been now juicing probably about a year, and I can tell you, you know, celery juice, there are a lot of benefits for your gut, for your skin, for your adrenals. It's probably the best electrolyte drink on the planet, even better than coconut water. So if you're a sports guy like myself, this will, you will feel the energy going through your body. And it's also what I really like about it. Anthony William, and I have no affiliations to him whatsoever, but I really like his approach because it's been kind of silent progress, silent spread of celery or movement, if you will, and celebrities like Anthony Robbins or Sylvester Stallone are actually using celery juice. So it's not, and this is what I like about it, it's not like it's mainstream. And a lot of these things like fasting, obviously people know about it, or high intensity, or doing burpees, people maybe heard about it, but they don't see and don't connect it with how it could add value for you to live longer. So I just want to give you this overall. And one thing that I want to stress here as well with the celery juice, because since a kid I suffered with restless leg syndrome, which is really your body's urge on your legs urge to move. So it feels like you have ants across your legs and they just, you need to stretch them, you need to move. And my spouse obviously is with me here, so she has suffered greatly. And celery juice actually, happily, I can say really eliminated 95%. And why I'm saying this, because I'm not a medical doctor, but the challenge is that a lot of doctors cannot tell you what's the reason behind restless leg syndrome or other issues like gut problems, which celery actually helps to increase. I always talk about when it comes down to gut, people should use probiotics. I've tried P3OM from Biooptimizers, which greatly helped me to enhance my health and my body. But a lot of people actually recommend that first, and I would now, after years and experience of juicing, I would say focus first on fixing your gut, which celery juice will help you with, removing the toxins from your gut, cleansing your liver, talking about that part, making sure that you're clean, and then start supplementing with probiotics. But again, I'm not a doctor. I just want to give you kind of my common sense that worked for me to keep me at a peak shape, peak state, and also have fewer sick days. So there you have it, guys. These strategies, don't get overwhelmed, include them one at a time. Maybe do January 2023, hey, I gonna do celery juice. February, I gonna do now more high interval training. Then you focus on doing sauna from March onwards, and you keep these habits, you stack them on the top. It's about deliberate habits. It's not just atomic habits. It's just, hey, let's do it and then eliminate. No, you want to do it. You decide and you say, hey, I want to live healthy and have quality life that surpasses my peers. Because that's what you know the saying that people in their young years trade their health for money, and when they are older it's exactly the opposite. They trade their health for all the money they have. We don't like to be sick. We don't like our body to break down. So when you exercise, you will strengthen your body. When you do burpees, this is probably the hardest exercise you can do. When you do sauna, you will increase your bandwidth, your body, you will detox. When you fast, you will increase saying no to food. So mentally you will become stronger, your mental state, but also your longevity. And when you juice, your life will become beautiful. And not just because you will feel nicer, but your skin, I can tell you, my skin became better, my gut became better, my energy is higher. And this is what I always talk about, and we're gonna conclude. If you want to radiate positivity and optimism, and you need energy for that, you need to fuel your body with that. So having physically all the enzymes, calcium, magnesium, all the things that are packed in celery, plus doing all the things next to it to support your body, will actually put these two words together. So you focus outwardly on your body, but also inward, so giving it the right nutrition while eliminating toxins, hence longevity, fewer sick days. So guys, there you have it. I hope it inspired you. as it inspired me. Thank you for listening to my mumbling and rumbling. And I'm really glad that you're here and that you took time out of your day to listen to this, because I know there is a lot of stuff out there. And what I always try to do is talk out of experience, talk out of what I have experienced in my life, what I have tried, because it doesn't, again, and this is not the end list. There is things that you can add to this, whether that's doing detox teas, perhaps mental detox like forest bathing like the Japanese do, or the healthy people, study people like Sardinians, Okinawans, or the Californians, Adventists. Those people actually do something different. A lot of them, they have social rich networks, so they spend time outside, but they also have really good friends. So it's not just you're gonna take care of yourself. If you want to be a good leader, you need to have good people in your life. So again, this is just the tip of the iceberg I'm giving you here, but because we are in this part of taking care of yourself as a leader, before we move into taking care of the team, you really need to dial this down, because when you are dialed that down, your life will become immensely better and you will feel incredibly energized and you will have the energy to give further, mentally strong and fit. So as I always say, radiate positivity and optimism, manage your wellness, which means really manage your stress, manage everything that comes in between, and lead a heroic life, inspiring life. Make sure that you inspire other people and lead it with incredible zest and hunger to make this world a better place. So I want to thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed it. Take care of yourself.